6ix9ine. This kid 6ix9ine. Tekashi69. What's up with this kid? Like, no matter of fact, not what's up with this kid. I gotta ask America, what's up with y'all? Like, hip hop community, I'm gonna call y'all out on the whole. I'm not even gonna go into the racial part of it yet. We're not even gonna hit the blacks and Hispanics yet. I'm not even gonna come at y'all yet. But I'm gonna come at the whole hip hop community. What's going on? Am I so old now that that's what it is? I'm not seeing where the kids is going with this, what they doing with it. I'm not feeling what they doing with it. Is that what's happening? What's going on? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I want to know how this kid 6ix9ine is on. I come from a time where you had to rep. Is this kid repping or paying the rep? Like, all right. I'm looking and it's just crazy. I think this kid is the best troll to has ever lived. I think he took what 50 Cent started doing to the rappers and he escalated it to a new level. I don't know if it's a new low or a new high as far as trolling goes. I don't know what to call it. I know the times is different now. So, I mean, I'm a little older, so I'm going to view things different. And I know it's different, but how is this kid 6ix9ine on? I listen to his music. His music is art. It's art. But I don't know if it's get famous and have millions of dollars art. The times is just really different. Let's talk about it. For real, let's talk about it. Yeah, so this all started for me. This is how I got onto this kid. Now, I was seeing pictures and shit here and there online, but I work in the studio. And sometimes when you work in the studio, if you work in a certain kind of industry, you don't want to see any more music. You don't want to hear any more music and stuff when you're done. So I think that's what happened to me for a few years. Actually, for a few years. And I'm older now. I got kids to take care of. I got teenagers myself. So, you know, I didn't peep the changes going on, I guess, as it is now. And somewhere along the line, I started seeing this kid with rainbow colored hair and tattoos, but I ain't paid no mind. I thought it was a gangbanger from somewhere, some crazy shit. I don't know. I don't know what I thought. I just didn't pay it any mind, right? And suddenly that kid XXXTentacion got killed. And I kept hearing people comparing him to Tupac. Now, I'm from the Tupac time, so I said to myself, hold on. When I was a teenager, people said Tupac was shit, and the same, I guess, kind of the same stuff I'm saying now about Tekashi69. They couldn't see what the whole thing was with the tattoos and everything with him. Now the tattoos and all that on Tekashi doesn't bother me. That's I can get with that. That's from my time too. It's this rainbow colored hair and teeth and shit. What kind of gangster is what? Okay, he's not a gangster. He's a rapper. But what kind of I don't even know how I want to ask my question, because I don't want to ask my question and offend no bloods and nothing out there. But what I want to know is, okay, if this guy, how is he getting support from cliques, different cliques? I can see random kids that like his music crowding up and supporting him. But how does he seem to have a whole group of friends, let's call it that, supporting him the way they seem to support him? He rocks colors and all that. I don't understand. When did this change take place? How did this happen? How did this happen? I'm just saying. How did this happen? How did this happen? How did we go from Tupac to Tekashi69? Okay, now granted, I tell you what, he's an accident waiting to happen. And my appeal to him is I'm not wishing it on him, but I'm waiting to see the accident happen. I'm curious on what's going to happen to him. I have my speculations on what could happen to him. But let's say nothing like that does. Because I don't even want nothing like that to befall the young boy. That's not what I'm trying to say. So let's say nothing like that does. Will this be a story that in 10, 20 years we'll look back and go, yeah, remember that kid when he was younger? Like a Justin Bieber kind of thing, I guess. Like that kind of thing. Bad boy when he was younger. Kid gets a little older, has kids now, and he starts to straighten up, pull himself together, and he's a different person. Is that what we're going to see from this kid? Matter of fact, how old is Tekashi69? Let me Google that. Let me Google that. It's also you type in 6ix9ine, that's what comes up. Not even porn. That's how popular this kid is. If you type in 69, not even porn comes up, but this kid comes up. That's how popular this kid is. Okay? 6ix9ine's age. He was born May 8th. Interesting. A few days after my little son. He was born May 8th, 1996. He was born the year Tupac died. He was born just a few months before Tupac died. And that life seemed to have had no effect on him as an artist. Ooh. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Is the effect of Tekashi69 is the effect of Tupac Tekashi69? You understand where I'm coming from with that? Is the aftermath of Tupac, is what Tupac gave birth to, is Tekashi69? Now, I'm a big Tupac fan, so I'm going to go there with what I'm about to say. I don't like to hear what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. You remember, if you're old enough, you remember if you look back at videos and stuff, how people used to say Tupac was an actor, he's an actor, he's an actor. Everything is about the act for him, he's an actor, he's not real, he's an actor. All right. Can we not see how not real this kid Tekashi69 is? Or is it just me? Is it just me? If he's hearing it, it's like I'm coming at him. No, I don't mean to be coming at him. I'm just confused of what I'm looking at here. Okay? And I'm trying to get an understanding. So, is the aftermath of Tupac, is what Tupac created come out to the forefront as artists like Tekashi69? That's what I'm wondering. I'm looking at some of these guys. They're tatted up. They look the part, but are they any of the part? Now, the scary thing about that statement that I just made is, I also, since the death of XXXTentacion, I got back into music a lot. And through my sons, I started listening to other artists. So I started listening to this artist, G Herbo, and I like this kid. Now, this kid is in the vein of Tupac to me. Okay? I'm going to use Tupac because Tupac is where everybody wants to be. Let's keep it 100. Okay? It's Tupac and Jay-Z. They're going to say Jay with certain shit. I get it. But as far as Tupac imagery, Tupac is where you want to be. That's what everybody's aiming at. Right? Okay. So, the kid G Herbo is in the vein of Tupac to me. I like the way he does his stuff. I like the way he comes off. He feels real. He feels like if you have a problem with him, he might actually really slap you. He feels real. And he fits the persona. You dig me? And this persona is not necessarily selling the persona. And I like that. It fits him. Whereas, yeah, after Tekashi69, everything allowed him is loud. It's like, look at me, look at me. Well, I did street for a while. And when I did street, you didn't want anybody to look at you. You wanted to be incognito. So when did it become look at me, look at me? And I guess that's where my confusion is. That's where my confusion is. Having spoken it out now, that's where my confusion is. I didn't even plan to do a show on this. I had just enough Hennessy left, and it hit me, and I decided I'm going to talk about this shit. So when it comes to this kid, that's what confuses me with Tekashi69. But I still raise that question: Is Tupac is Tekashi69 the result of Tupac? How about that? In fact, I think that's what I'm going to title this podcast. Is Tekashi69 the result of Tupac? You understand what I'm saying? When Tupac came into the game, we had gangsters and thugs in the game. I know that. But Tupac put a face on it. Does that make sense? He kind of put a face on it. You know? Yeah, I think that makes sense for a lot of us. Tupac kind of put a face on that. On that persona. You know, we could point and say that's the bad guy. You know, we could point and say that's what rappers are all like. Because even till today, we could still point and say that's what rappers are all like. Like that Tupac. You dig me? If you were in the older vein, older than even my age. So yeah. And I hate to say it, but I think, yes. I think Tupac, the end result of Tupac is artists like Tekashi69. I think on a positive and negative end, all right, if you want to say Tupac's death shook up the industry in such a way that people don't search for artists too mixed up and that kind of stuff to put on the big screen and the big stage, yes, that still embodies the creation of Tekashi69. If you want to say after Tupac, people would no longer take music from people that didn't portray themselves a certain way, yes, that still creates Tekashi69. You understand? And there's probably other points of views and angles that you could come at with it, and it would still create Tekashi69. So I have to create the birth of all these kind of guys, these kind of artists, came with the death of Tupac Shakur. Whoever killed Tupac, damn, how about that? Whoever killed Tupac is responsible for the creation of the artists we have today. I dare even say you could go into those gun dudes too. The gang niggas, you know what I'm saying? The dudes doing that hard, I forgot what they call that music. Yeah, I'm a little older, so you know. Forgot what they call that music. It's not trap music. It's forgot what they call that music. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of the artists get killed. A lot of the artists get murked in the first 2 or 3 years that I'm getting popular. And that's just crazy. I mean, and these guys be so talented. These guys be so talented. When 6ix9ine died, I got back into music. I spent, I think, a good month every day for hours getting back into music, listening to whole artists' albums. And I realized the age gap between me and them, first thing, in my 40s now. And I thought to myself, still though, if Tupac Shakur was alive, if he had never been shot, what would be right now in hip-hop? Would someone have exposed him and we would see Tupac in a different light and still create these kind of guys? Would Tupac still be the Tupac we knew and these guys couldn't come into the game? Because I don't know. I think a lot of the artists from that time look at the young guys and go, man, they kids, let them do what they do. But nah, you got to check them sometime. Hip-hop is old enough to be checked now. You understand? Hip-hop is old enough where the elders can come out and step up and say shit now. Like, there's granddads of hip-hop now. You understand what I'm saying? Grand uncles, great uncles and shit. And I mean, great goddads, godfathers that can speak up now and say certain shit. The Rakims, they can step up now and be like, hey, yo. Now, we probably will get a response like these old niggas trying to talk. Yeah, but check them niggas. Remember in our time with Tupac, remember Tupac was being attacked by some of the older rappers and he addressed it as a young boy too. Damn, speaking of Tupac, the thing about dying young is they forever stay that age. As the rest of us get older and get grays, when we look at Tupac, when somebody puts up video that's never been seen, pictures that's never been seen, he'll remain 20 and 21 and 25. He'll be 25 forever, y'all. Tupac will be in his 20s forever. We getting older. It's 20 plus years later. 22 years later. My son was born on September 6th. Tupac died on September 7th. Understand me? 1996. That's real talk. My son is 22 now. And we still talk about this man. Damn. I'm off topic still, but I don't know. I've been drinking this Henny. Matter of fact, I started drinking Henny because Tupac talked about it. How about that? Yeah, that's real talk. That's how much influence it had on me. But anyway, yeah, I just don't see how Tekashi69 came to be now. I'm looking around. I see these other guys. I don't want to get the names wrong, call the wrong name. There's this other guy, the one that Kanye did the video with where they got the square bodies and shit. Now, I like the song, but that guy, not Kanye. Kanye's my guy. I like Kanye. Go Kanye. I back you with all the shit you say with Trump and all that shit too. I back all that. I'm with you on that. My point of view on that is different. So go Kanye. But the other guy he's with, let me look that up. I am sitting right in front of the PC here. I have to look up Kanye new single because I don't look at I think it's a single, or is it on his album? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one with the young boy and he be like, "You're such a fucking hun." Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I like that song. All right, Kanye West new song. Kanye Little Pump. I look at Little Pump, and this guy just looks very effeminate to me. Okay, I come from the time of like Sticky Fingers and shit. Even LL was singing that "I love you" shit, but you fuck with LL and he hand you your fucking ass. You understand what I'm saying? You fuck with L and he'd hand you your fucking ass. But I look at these guys and I wonder, how did they come to be? How did they come to be? I can't understand it. How did they come to be? What was going on when these artists were coming to be? Like, how did they come to be? I don't know how they come to be. The artist 6ix9ine. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do like some of his music. No lie about that. I like some of his music. I tuned in. I don't know the name of them. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I heard the one with Nicki Minaj. I'm not a big Nicki Minaj fan, so I'm not even sure if I heard the one with Nicki Minaj or not. But I like some of the kid's music. I'm not taking away from that. The kid, he's an artist. He's got some good shit. But having worked in the studio, I also know that there's some guys that come to the studio and we have to make them to good shit. We have to mix them to good shit. So I guess I have to wait until him and the studio people fall out and then they put out the real shit, how he really sounds. But I saw him supposed to have been freestyling or been writing at the time, and the motherfucker sound really corny. But yet and still, he still gets those views. I personally think hip-hop has been whitewashed, or is being whitewashed. And I think that they use many different shades and races to whitewash hip-hop. But it's all right because that's the nature of things. I'm not mad about it. It's the nature of things. It's only just for the blacks to take back the reins of hip-hop because it really belongs to us. There's a style and flavor that black people bring to hip-hop that can never be taken away and changed. So I heard Lord Jamar's thing with Eminem and all of that. There's not even any reason to even address that, my dudes, because it's something that hip-hop will be blessed and graced with many different races of people that are talented, and they're going to do the thing and eat it up for a minute. But hip-hop will always just belong to the hood. Understand? Hip-hop is always going to belong to the hustlers, the street guys, the guys that's on the war front, the dudes that's doing time. And they're not going to buy that sugar-coated shit. It just is not going to fly. If anything, radio is going to become more vulgar. It's gonna be more profanity, more bullshit is gonna be put out there, more hardcore shit, more sex shit. You dig me? More gun shit. But I don't think that the whitewashing is something that'll stick. It's just going to have a part in the history where when a historian sits back and does the true history of hip hop over like 60 years, 100 years, there's just going to be a period in it where a lot of this shit went on and it changed the game and it created something new. And I think that's what's going on now. The whitewashing is needed because it's going to create something new. It's creating something new. It's going to create new genres. And all that's going to happen is the kids are talented, man. Kids, the youth. Let me tell you something about youth, man. Youth is going to always create something new. The youth is always going to create themselves something new to entertain, something that they can call their own. So I'm not worried about that. As long as there's mankind, the youth is going to create their own. And they look at race and things different from us, you know? When you talk to your kids, if you're old enough, you're in your 40s, you got kids, you got nieces and nephews, they teenagers, talk to them. They view the shit different from us coming up. We were coming out of the 80s. Some of us, the late 70s, all of the 80s. You dig me? So we got some of that race, black power shit. Our kids don't get any of that. We got just the very end of it, where we might not even carry it into our older years. Our kids don't, so our kids aren't getting any of that. You dig me? But you know what? In all this talking while I'm drinking and smoking, I'm realizing that this is the goal of Tekashi69. This is why this kid is popular. You know why this kid is popular? As I'm here, I got to know his name. I got to listen to some of his music. He got views from me. He now has a reluctant, am I a reluctant fan? I guess I would have to say I'm a reluctant fan. Because it's not that I hate the kid. I'm just puzzled on how hip-hop took on this persona now. How it got here. Anybody out there can answer that and let me know. I'm just curious on how it got here. I look at this kid and I'm like, how did hip-hop get here? It's just the most curious thing to me, you know? Because for a minute we were worried about the state of hip-hop. So how did hip-hop get here? I don't understand it, but hip-hop is here now. Hip-hop is here now. That's what's going on. This Freddie McGregor movie is going to be the shit. That Freddie McGregor was the shit. Yeah, now, like, I can't really play the song out, but I like this video. They gave the comedian Chicky here a little work. I forget her name. She needed a little work. And I just like this video. I like this video. I don't know what it's supposed to represent. I like the looks, the faces that they did. I don't know. I like the video. And I've never listened to a Lil Pump song. I guess I'll listen to a Lil Pump song and you'll catch me doing a show about Lil Pump, I guess. I don't know, but I just had to talk about it, man. I was just wondering. And I think that this kid, 6ix9ine, I think 6ix9ine is the best troll to have ever lived to date. I think no one has trolled better. He's paying for a lot of things to look the way it does, and that's honestly what I believe. The feds raiding his house the other day, I think that's all some bullshit. I think he's playing everybody to an angle. I think he called them on himself. I think he's planning shit on himself that'll get him a little bullshit menial time to give himself that cred. But he's not doing anything that will give him any real cred. Like, we got some artists out here that we know these guys are fucking shooters. We know this. Understand? We got some artists that we know these guys are some fucking shooters. They doing it for real. They living it for real. They out on the block for real. Dig me? They protected by some other niggas that shooters like themselves. Not no security. They ain't paying for security. Like these niggas doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not promoting none of that at all. I'm just simply stating that fact. So when I look at it, and the death of X brought me in and made me listen to music, and then I see this kid is a kid that stands out after everybody else. Not after everybody else. After X, to me it seems like this kid is the kid that stands out as the more popular. After XXXTentacion, it's Tekashi69. And I'm like, how? And after listening to X music and getting into X, I like X. I fucks with X. I saw videos where he took an L and he came back. I saw videos where he gave L's and he stood tall. I saw videos where he apologized for shit. You know, it's funny. Speaking of X, I once saw X when he was young in the interview. And I stood there shaking my head the whole time at him. When he had the half color hair, half black, half brown hair, whose interview was it? Vlad? I don't remember whose interview it was. I saw him on somebody's interview, and I saw him on a passing by, like as an older still hip hop lover. Every so often, like a comic book lover, you graze through the internet just to see what's going on, you know. And something he was on, and they were talking about this kid always being in trouble. And I clicked on it and I watched, I think maybe 10 or 15 minutes of the interview. And I stood there like an old head, shaking my head, and that kind of thing. And I clicked off of it and didn't pay it any mind again until this kid got killed. And I didn't realize it was the same damn kid. I did not realize it was the same kid. I began to realize that this kid had changed up his life and began to get older and take on responsibilities. Did y'all know that he bought all the women in his life a house? That is the most manly thing. If my shit was to change right now, I would buy all the women in my life a house. I would take that lesson from him. And I'm his old head. But I like this kid. I liked X. From what I could see of him, I liked him. I liked him. And I even saw recently when they released the footage of this kid getting murdered, man. And I just, jeez Christ, man. I think X would still exist. If Tupac was alive, X would still exist. X would still exist. I could wholeheartedly see him as an artist that still exists, as a new movement, but he would still exist. Understand? And that's from a diehard Tupac fan. And my points of view, I'm going to do a show about Tupac too. I'm going to do a cast about Tupac and give y'all my point of view on that, because I think you'll find my view on Tupac very interesting. But I just had to talk about it. This is Sess Videoz. This is just my point of view. I'm not down on the kid. I think Tekashi69 is a good artist. He's a good artist, not a great artist, but a good artist. That's my opinion on him. If you hear him, he'll probably just say, "Oh, suck my dick," because he likes to tell guys to suck his dick. I don't even know what that's about. That's new generation shit, I guess. You know, I guess that's what the youngins do. Yeah, I'm speechless. This is Sess Videoz. Like and subscribe on the videos. If this is your first time hearing, you can find me by simply typing in Sess Videoz into your Google search bar. Push search and you'll find me. All kinds of shit I do comes up and you'll find me. I mean, like and subscribe. Like on the video so YouTube knows that this is what people like to watch. Subscribe to my page so you can keep up with what I'm doing. And push that bell icon. The bell icon allows you to get the latest uploads so you can keep up. You know what I'm saying? And repost. Repost this shit. Comment on it. You know what I'm saying? Speak your mind. I welcome the comments. I accidentally had comments disabled on this John. I don't know how that went down, so I wasn't getting comments. But people were directly messaging me. I'm not even sure how people got the, well, they can message you if they find you on Facebook now. They message you. So people were Googling Sess Videoz and finding me. And I was getting messages about show ideas and stuff. So that was encouraging me to keep it going. But not to be long-winded. Anyway, this is the Sess Videoz show. I love my peoples out there. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Push that bell notification to be notified of the next show. And I'm out.